Hey girls, hey ladies, hey lovelies, welcome to the Afrocentric Woman. I'm going to walk you through when to leave a trick alone. And this is prompted more so from conversations from other groups I have. It's just always women want to know like when to walk away, and they're always confused about when to walk away or how to walk away from a situation that's appearing to be very like a trick. Now, the reason why I say in the title of the video, at least as it's titled as of now, from regular dating, because a lot of language that was coined by sex workers has actually like trickled into like regular schmegular dating. And people have feelings about that. Sometimes the sex workers are mad because vanilla girls or regular girls are using sex worker language, and then sometimes regular schmegular girls are don't want to use sex worker language. But honestly, I mean, sex workers, if there's anybody that knows more about men, it's going to be sex workers. So um the way I see it is just a natural progression of life. Like, there's so much language that has come from the LGBT community to regular schmegular. You hear regular people talking about getting coins and throwing shade and um what's the tea, girl, spill the tea. That's not regular language. A lot of that language came from the LGBT community, and specifically gay and trans black men. So it happens, it's life. So yes, there's language from the sex worker world that has migrated over into the regular schmegular dating life, and that includes tricks, um tricks and freestyling and stuff like that. Okay, so as I define a trick in regular schmegular dating is a guy who's very temporary natured. He is willing to do the bare minimum as far as spending. He doesn't want to excuse me, he doesn't want to spend money on a sex worker, because sex workers are actually way more expensive than regular schmegular girls, because regular schmegular girls do way more for less. So, for example, if you were to go out with a guy on a regular date, he might spend $200 or on the meal, or maybe, $300 on the meal, and that's it. And then, you say goodnight and then you go. But if he were to take out an escort or a sex worker, he has to pay her by the hour plus the meal. So depending on how high class she is, he may be paying $400 or $500 an hour for her time. So that's why a lot of guys would even though they are tricks by their mentality, because they're really not looking for a relationship. They're not looking to commit to a woman. They're really just trying to, you know, have us, engage in sexual activities as quickly as possible, but they can't afford a sex worker. So they'll try to get a regular schmegular girl and run game on her. But lucky for us, we have friends in the sex work industry, so we can learn game, and we can we can see how they do, and we can see what they charge, because either way it goes, they always come out cheaper dating a regular schmegular girl. Okay, because regular schmegular girl is going to hang out with you, talk to you, text you back. Sex workers charge for that. They're not going to text you for free. If you want to text like sweet nothings, they charge you for that. Sometimes they'll charge $5 per text message. Or if you want to talk to a sex worker, they charge $1 per minute. Sometimes they charge $3 per minute. So of course they rather talk to a regular schmegular girl, because the regular schmegular girl is going to talk to them for free. You see what I'm saying? So it does help to know what the sex workers are doing, because it will help you value yourself as a regular girl, or as a regular girl engaged in regular vanilla dating. It's going to help you navigate these tricks, because you can tell when a guy, well, we'll get into it, when they're just really tricks, but they just don't want to pay. They don't want a relationship. All they want is sexual access, and they want feminine attention, but they don't want to pay the going rate in the sex work industry. Okay. I'm gonna give you three examples, but I'm trying to think if I should explain it first or if I should just give you the examples and explain through the examples. Sorry, y'all. Y'all know I don't really like make notes or anything. I do all this stuff off the dome. Um, well, a lot of times women end up having these questions like, I don't know what should I tell him? Basically when the guy is like, I've done all these things for you. Like, when are you going to do something for me? That's a telltale sign that you're dealing with a trick. If a man ever tells you, if he quantifies what he's done for you and he runs it back to you like it's a tab, he's a trick. He's a trick. And he wants you to make good on the money that he spent. That's not like a regular guy that's like dating for a relationship or a respectful man that's going to continue to spend money on you and time on you until things progress naturally to intimacy, if it's going to get to intimacy. But a good man is going to wait until it makes sense, or he's not going to pressure you, into doing something that doesn't make sense or that's premature. So that's kinda how you know you're dealing with a good man, but when the guy is, like, pressuring you and making a big deal about it and running a tab as to what he's doing, he's a trick. And so that's kinda when you know when exit stage left. Hey, selfish love, just finished working harder training because of you. Yay! Girl, that's what I love to hear. I love when my subscribers come through with good news, and I love if I'm inspiring you to do anything healthy in your life, it makes me feel wonderful. So I'm so happy to hear that you got a trainer. That's amazing. That's amazing. That's amazing. Yep, get it, girl. I worked out with my trainer this morning. But yeah, this Omicron is the devil. So I'm not sure exactly what the rest of my week is going to be looking like because of this damn Omicron. But anywho, okay, so let me give you example number one. So probably in one of my dating chit chats, I think I told you about this Indian guy I was dating, which I could do a whole nother live on like why I don't date certain guys anymore. But we can save that for another day. So I was dating this older Indian guy and we went out and it was fine. The first date was okay. It was in a nice restaurant. It was like cool. Our second date, was that the second date or the third date? Um, I think that might have been the second or the third. I don't know if we had 3 or 4 dates, I don't remember. So by like date 2, 3, he bought me some chocolate and he bought a little toy for my daughter, which I thought that was cute, and we had dinner and a drink, and that was fine. And then date number 3 or 4, I don't remember which, we met again at a nice restaurant for lunch, and he brought me, well, he said he wanted to get another toy for my daughter, but when he showed up, he was empty-handed. It's like, okay. He's like, "Oh, the gift is at my house." And I'm like, "Oh, okay, well, just keep it then, hold on to it till I see you next time." "Oh, no, you can come to my house and get it." "No, I'm good, I'm straight." And he had even said something like before the date, even before I even left my house, about coming over, and he wanted to show me his place. He really just wanted me to see where he lived. That's like the favorite thing they like to say. "Oh, I just want you to see where I live." Boy, bye. I do not need to see where you live. I don't care. Um, but he was like, "Oh, I want you to see where I live." And I was like, "No, I really don't have time. I really got to get back to work because this is like a weekday lunch." Like, "No, let's just meet up for lunch. Let's catch up. Da 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 da. Woo, 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 woo." So we had lunch. And I told him I wasn't going before I left. And I told him several times on the date, "No, that's okay. Just hold on to it. I can get it later. It's not a big deal. Just hold on to it." "No, I want you to see my place. Here's the address. Come to my place. I don't live far. I don't live far." And I'm like, "No, I'm straight. I'm good." So I was giving him a hug and I was like, "All right, well, thanks for lunch. I'll see you next time," or, whatever the case may be. He's like, "So you want to follow me?" And I was like, "Follow you where?" He's like, "To my place." I was like, "No, no." And then he was like in the door, like in my door where I couldn't close the door. So automatically, like, anytime I'm ever in a position where I'm in a compromised position, I will just say whatever to get out the situation, okay? Because I just need to get some distance between me and you. So since I'm telling you I'm not going, you keep saying I'm going, and like you're not moving from away from my door. I was like, okay, sure, okay, I'll follow you. You have to use your mind. Always use your mind first when it comes to self defense before you think physical. Because your mind literally can get you out of a lot of different situations. So he was like, "Oh, okay, great." So he ran off and jumped into his car, and I scared. I went, back to my house like, "Boy, bye. I'm not fit to do that shit." So, I went home and I texted him. I was like, "Hey, like I said, I'm not gonna be able to go to your place. I had to get back to work. I have to do these things, but I enjoyed lunch." And he texted me back this diatribe, "Oh, I don't even know who you are, and oh, you got aliases, and I don't even know who you are, and whoop whoop, and I can't believe, what I don't know how what you can call this if this is dating, and I'm losing faith in women and all this type of shit." And I was just like, "Okay, all right, well, it is what it is. So this is the end. This is the end of it." I'm like, "Okay, all right." I didn't respond. Um I think I just deleted him, or I think I just deleted the text thread. I don't even think I blocked him because it really wasn't necessary. Because sometimes tricks will pop back up with more money, like if their economic situation changes. So I didn't block him. I think I just deleted that text thread. So, how do I know that the end of the road is there? That's the end of the road. Anytime when they try to force you to go to their place, then it's over. It's over. Like, yeah, he gave me a few little trinkets and took me to a couple of lunches, but that was the extent of what he has to do because usually tricks are on a very tight budget. And so it's not like they can do that for a long time. And they also can't afford sex workers either. So they need regular schmegular girls to acquiesce to them because they can't afford either one. They can't afford to regular date and they can't afford a sex worker. So they're going to kind of throw the kitchen sink at you at the beginning, which is usually not much. It's not like even a full kitchen sink. It's really more just like a little faucet or like a little knob or something. There's just a little dab or something, like a little what you call the drainer, the little drainer that's in the sink. So they can't throw the whole kitchen sink at you because they're too poor to do that, but they can throw the drain at you just to kind of try to get your attention and just try to lure you in and see what all they can get for free. Because they're gonna pay either way it go. You're gonna pay with a regular girl, you're gonna pay with a sex worker, whichever way you want to go. You're gonna pay either way it go. You gotta pay. So that's example number one. Example number two, I met this guy. When I tell you he looked like a gargoyle, like he really did. He lied about his age. He used photo touch on his pictures. Like he looked, ooh, child. Like the only way you would ever agree to go out with him is if you're getting something out of the situation. So I was like, "Oh, I like this perfume and I like roses." And so on our first date, he brought the perfume and he brought the roses. So I was like, "Thank you." We had lunch and a couple glasses of wine for at this restaurant, pretty nice restaurant. Then our second date, I told him I wanted to go shopping at Sephora. And so I think I ended up going to Sephora early because I wanted to like pick out my stuff. I think that was the day that I got a whole bunch of skincare stuff. I think I think that's the day that I got a bunch of skincare. Yeah, 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 it is. So I got a bunch of skincare stuff that day. And I might have got some more makeup too. I might have got some Fenty makeup. I don't remember. But I got a couple $100 worth of Sephora stuff. He was late, and see, he was trying to pull this thing like, "Oh, I'm gonna show up late so I don't have to pay." And I was like, "Well, it's getting late and I'm just like roaming around the store. I've already picked out everything I want." I'm like, "Well, I'll take care of it, but you can give me the money, you can give me the cash, for the stuff since you told me that you was going to take me to Sephora." So I had to put some stuff back because his budget was like super low. And I was like, "No, I need more. I can't put everything back." I had to turn on the whining works because I didn't wanna, like, put all my stuff back. I ended up putting back, like, I think I had, like, this Gucci lipstick or Dior lipstick or something, but this lipstick was like 50 bucks or something. I don't know. The lipstick was insanely expensive. So I put the lipstick back and, like, maybe, like, one other thing, and I kept the rest of the stuff. Skincare stuff, yeah. And, he finally showed up and I'm like, "Okay, so what's I have to, like, get the money situation going first, and then we have lunch." And so as we're at lunch, he's like, "Well, next time we go out, I think you can come to my place and we can have wine there." And I was like, "Well, next time I think we can meet at another restaurant." "No, I have wine at my house." "No, I'm good." Not. He's like, "No, I have wine at my house, and I think you should come to my house and da 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 da, you know, because um, I think he said something like basically, he was complaining about the bill, at the restaurant. He was basically complaining about that, and he's like, "And I gave you money, and I already did this, and I just don't see why. I want to show you where I live. I promise y'all, if I had a freaking dollar for every time a guy says, 'I just want to show you where I live, that's all. I just want you to see where I live.'" Like, stop it. Like, I'm not fucking born yesterday, bro. I know what you're trying to do. Like, I'm not stupid. Like, I'm not dumb. I know what you're trying to do. I don't need to see where you live. You can send me a picture. Okay. So, I knew that it was pretty much over, and I was like, "Well, I might go sit by the pool, but I'm not gonna go inside." But I was like, "The only way I can do that is if you buy me a swimsuit." You know what I'm saying? Because I'm a finesser. I'm gonna try to get something out of the deal. You see what I'm saying? If you want me to come sit up at your pool, then that means that you're buying me sandals, you're buying me a swimsuit, okay? You're buying me some sunblock, a hat, everything that I need to be by your pool, that means that you're buying it. So if you want to meet me at the mall and we go get all the stuff, then yeah, I will go sit at the pool. But I'm not gonna go wear my own swimsuit and wear my own shit and go sit by your pool and entertain you because I'm not free entertainment. So I was like, well, if you buy me the bikini and da 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 da, then yeah, I'll come sit by the pool, but I'm not gonna go inside. And so he was making up every excuse about that. He didn't want to do that. And I'm like, okay, well, that's how I knew that we were done. It was the end of the road. Like, tricks have they have an expiration date. They're not willing. I don't know any trick that's gone past like four dates. Usually by date number two, three, they're getting real desperate. They're getting real desperate because they don't really have a lot of money. They really don't have a lot of money. And so they need somebody to put out very quickly because they don't have a lot of money. Okay, so okay, example number 3. Gosh, who was I about to say? It was an Indian guy, an African guy. Um, dun, 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 dun. I wanted to give you one more example, but now it's escaping me. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Car guy, car guy. So he was an okay trick. Anyway, so there's this other guy who turned out to be a trick. Our first date, he didn't bring me anything. I didn't ask for anything either. Cause after a while, I stopped asking. Like I kind of start just kind of filling them out on like date one. It just depends on the guy. Like sometimes it makes sense to ask for stuff. Sometimes it doesn't. It depends on the guy. It depends on if he's like really, really pursuing me, or if he looks like a gargoyle or something. Oh yes, you're gonna pay. Like I'm not gonna sit with you for free and make you look good for free. So it really just depends on the guy. It just depends on the timing and everything like that. So for him, I didn't ask for anything. I just met him. We had lunch. It was cool. And the next date, I was like, well, I really want to go on a boat ride. I really want to go on a boat ride. He was like, okay, cool. What kind of boat you want to go on? And I told him, and I told him the body of water. Excuse me. I told him the body of water that I wanted to go on, and I told him the type of boat that I want to go on. And so literally like that next day, he sent me a screenshot of the confirmation, like he had booked the ride, he booked everything, woo, woo, woo. And I was like, okay, cool. I was like, well, I think we have to bring our own food and drink on the boat. He was like, yeah, okay, I see that, I'll take care of it. I'll pick everything up. What kind of wine do you want? I sent him a screenshot of the type of wine I want. He was like, cool. He had to go to like 3 stores to find it. So I meet him. We go on the wine thing. I mean, we go on the boat cruise. It's like a sunset cruise. We do that. We get off the cruise and then we go have drinks because we ate on the boat. And then we go have drinks in the harbor, and it's cool. And he's like, "Well, come to my house. I really want to show you where I live." Again, that same phrase. I'm telling you, like, I just like the 3 examples that I'm giving you are men from 3 different cultures from like around the world, but they all use the same lame ass, "I really want to just show you where I live." That's universal trick language. So, I was like, no, it's late. I'm tired. I really got to get home. But, if you want to see me again, you should definitely make arrangements for a date. Cool. So we meet up again at this winery, and we have lunch, we have wine. And he's like, well, I really would see somebody like you being my girlfriend. You're beautiful, you're this, you're that, da da da, da da ding, da da da, whoop de woo. What would it take? And I was like, well, I don't know if, I'm gonna, if you're really ready. I was like, I don't know what you're willing to do, but I envision my boyfriend really doing a lot for me. I don't really want to work, and I definitely don't want to deal with my car. I don't want to have to deal with anything as it pertains to that. And I see my future boyfriend handling all of those things. He was like, oh, the car, the car, the car. So he really kind of skipped over the bill situation. He kind of like focused on the car. He became hyper focused on the car. And I'm like, okay, fine, whatever. So he was like, well, what all needs to get done to the car? I was like, well, it needs this and this and that. Woo, woo, woo. He was like, okay, cool. So by that end of that week, he was like, well, I made arrangements to get the car taken care of. Will you come over here and then we're gonna drop the car off, and then I just want to show you where I live. And I'm like, oh God. Okay. So I was like, well, I need this. So he sent me some money. He sent me some money. And then went over there. We took the car to the shop. And then I was like, well, I need to go to the mall. Like, if I'm finna go to your house, we finna go to the mall first, okay? I'm not about to just roll up over there. I know you're getting the car fixed. I know you sent me some money, but still, I need to go to the mall. So we go to the mall and I go to Sephora, I get some stuff, and then we go back over there and he's still on this whole boy. And I was like, well, I know you can't take care of all my bills, but at least you can handle this portion of them. And I think like maybe not my full out boyfriend, but at least that would definitely let you be a special person in my life on the way to becoming my boyfriend. And maybe if your economic situation changed, then you can be my boyfriend. But right now, I don't know. I mean, only you know your financial situation. I don't know your financial situation. Can you afford XYZ a month? Because that's all my bills. He's like, no. And I'm like, well, could you afford this? That's the least I can do because at least that will make a significant impact on my bills, even though that's not all of them. He's like, "Well, no, I can do a third of that." No, no, no. I can't negotiate any further than what I just told you because that's already not all the bills. So if you're going to be paying a portion of the bills, no, sir, you cannot negotiate a portion of the bills. We're not doing that. And he's like, "Well, are you saying that you won't be with me unless I'm paying bills?" Yeah, that's is precisely what I'm saying. Actually, yes, yes, verbatim. Yes, yes. I'm saying just that. Oh, wow, wow, wow. Okay. He wasn't arguing too much because the women in his culture are very hypergamous. So he didn't really argue with me about that because I know those women, and I know those women are hypergamous. And the thing about a lot of these guys from different cultures is they do try to prey on Americans because they think Americans are stupid, and they think that American women are the feminist and we're going to take it easy on them when their women are going to be much harder on them. And it's like, no, bro, no. I may not be as tough as them, but I'm not a walk in the park either. So, anyway, he tried his move. I was like, nope, I'm not interested. And so from there, I think, uh, I think, oh no, I think we had like one more thing to do to the car. Did we? Or did we do it that day? Gosh, I don't remember. Okay. I might have went over there. Okay, okay, okay. Actually, that was like I think the fourth date or something. Because one time I went over there and it was going to be too late to do the car. So we had lunch. Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. We had lunch and I didn't have enough time to fix the car that day. Um because it was just so late and I don't know if I was gonna have to leave the car. I don't remember the situation, but I needed to leave. I think the shop had another car before mine and I was late and blah blah blah. So we had lunch and then I ended up leaving. I ended up meeting another guy that later that night for dinner who also turned out to be a trick, but I'm not gonna do a story time about him because I've already given you three examples. I think that's enough. And plus, that was too many dates, and I don't know. Okay, so then that happened. So yeah, so that was actually the second time I went, and I got there earlier, blah blah blah. We were able to drop off the car, go to the mall, go get something to eat, go do this whoop de whoop de whoop. And that's pretty much when he knew that he reached the end of the road. He knew, like, yeah, I could continue to do stuff for her, but I'm not gonna get access to her unless I really do a lot, and I don't have no money, basically. Like, I don't have the money. I can't afford her. And so that's basically when you know you get to the end of the road. When they start hit for him, he's actually a more respectful type of trick. And I think he is more respectful because I know the women in his community. Like, I know them, and I know that they're ruthless, and I know that they, like, literally expect the man to do everything when it comes to finances. So he didn't give me a hard time about my requirements. He really didn't. He didn't give me a hard time about it. He didn't say I was crazy. He didn't say, "Oh, how dare you ask for that." He didn't say that because he knows that I know the women of his community expect that of men. So the only thing that was going on with him is the fact that he just didn't have no money. So he's like, "Well, what's the point of me trying to continue on with her when I don't have any money, when I can't afford her, I can't keep up this pace. Like, she's probably going to want to go back to the mall. She's probably going to want to get her hair done. She's probably going to want, you know, money for this or that. And I'm always going to say no because I don't have it. So we reach the end of the road. That's the thing with tricks. You eventually reach the end of the road. They will try to pressure you by date two, three, to sleep with them. And that's just the bottom line. So that's how you know when it's time to walk away. Anytime a man starts adding up what he's done for you, like, oh, I took you out three times and the tab was $400.15 plus tax, you know it's time to go. You know it's time to go. And this is not the time to seek closure because a lot of times these men are disgruntled. I'm thinking back to this the woman who got beat up in Atlanta. There was a woman who got attacked in Atlanta by it actually was by a white dude, and I think she was biracial or at least multiracial. The woman was. I think she was actually biracial. Actually, I think she was biracial, and this white guy attacked her. And one of the things that he was saying as he beat her up was how much money he spent. He was beating her up, and as he beat her up, he was lamenting about the money that he spent on the date. So, as far as safety is concerned, of course, we're not getting into the cars with men that we don't know. We don't allow them to know where we live. We don't oftentimes allow them to know our names. You can always have like a nickname or an alias or something like that, so that way they don't know your name, because you really kind of need to get their temperament, and you need to get their temperament over a long period of time. And as I've discussed with you ladies, you need to tell them no, and you need to see how they react. So if he acts very entitled and very like entitled to your time, entitled to your body, like you owe him something, you don't have the right to say no. And it could be something small. You want to kind of take note of that, because if he's being so disgruntled about something small, then he can be disgruntled about something larger. You know what I'm saying? And that resentment can can grow, and it can fester. So I think that that's probably, where she went wrong. Maybe the guy looked halfway decent, but she didn't know him because that was their very first date. I think they met on Tinder, and that was her first date. And she allowed him to pick her up, and they went out, and everything was fine. And honestly, I think part of the problem was that I think at such a short notice, I think he really wanted to go out with a white girl, but all he, quote unquote, could get was a biracial woman. And because he made some racial comments to her as well about her, being black or biracial or whatever. So he made racial comments about her, and he made comments about having spent money on the date, and he was beating her. Luckily she was able to get out of the car, and and it was actually an off-duty black woman security guard that helped her. um, you know, once she jumped out of the car, the black woman just happened to be there and helped her. If I find a link to that article, I'll link it into the description of this video. But thank God that she got out of that car. So that's why I say, like, you have to be really mindful of when to exit the situation with a trick, because the thing about generous men and tricks is they look the same. They look very similar. So, like a man who is a generous provider, he might bring you a gift on your date, or offer to take you shopping, or offer to send you money for a cab, or offer, money for whatever, you know, because he's just a generous man, and he has a discretionary income, and he likes spending money on the woman in his life. And so generous providers and tricks look the same at the beginning. So usually by like date one, date two, tricks and generous providers look the same. However, the trick will turn a corner. Okay. The trick will turn a corner to try to manipulate you to do something that you don't feel comfortable with, and he don't care about you feeling uncomfortable. So when you're giving cues like, no thank you, no, I prefer not to do that, no thank you, I don't want to go over there, no, I don't want to go there, no, I don't want you to pick me up in my house, no thank you. And when you start to express discomfort, and they push and push and push past it, like they don't give a shit that you feel uncomfortable, they don't care. They're just trying to get in your pants. They don't care about offending you. They don't care about being rude. They don't care about being offensive. They don't care about being entitled. They don't care about being asked. They don't care. That's how you know the difference between a generous provider and a trick. That's how you know. Because a provider man, he's doing it primarily because he sees it as an investment. Like, well, I'm just going to keep on giving and keep on putting in, because one day it's going to pay off. One day. And he don't know when that day is. He don't know. And in his mind, he doesn't want to mess up his investment. He doesn't want to make you feel uncomfortable. He doesn't want you to feel, a generous provider doesn't want you to feel uncomfortable. He doesn't want you to feel um like he doesn't want you to feel he doesn't want to turn you off. He doesn't want to turn you away. He doesn't want you to run away from him. So he doesn't do anything to offend you. And if he does, he apologizes profusely, and he changes his behavior right away, because he wants to keep you around. He wants a more longer term. You know what I'm saying? He's not thinking about wham bam, let me just get it right now. He's thinking like eventually, I'm probably like eventually, she's going to feel comfortable enough with me, to take things to the next level. And I'm just going to stick around until she's ready. But a trick, no. By date 2, 3, they're already. And sometimes by date 1, it just depends on how sleazy the guy is. I don't usually get date ones because my screening process to even get a date with me is pretty strenuous. So I don't typically deal with those kinds of situations. I can tell when a guy wants a one night stand, when a guy is expecting something right away. I can tell that by my screening process. It's very thorough. So, I don't really come across that too often. But yeah, that's why I stopped dating tricks. Like, yes, I get perfume. I might, I did have a guy buy me a swimsuit and buy me a bunch of stuff. And yeah, I did hang out with him at his pool. Not that guy that I told you, but a totally different guy who also turned out to be a trick. So, yes, I have little trinkets here and there. Oh, a couple $100. Oh, a little this and a little that, but for me, it started to become too much of a headache, and it started to become like it felt like a waste of time. Like, I have better things to do with myself, but I don't shame women for like dealing with tricks because sometimes, dealing with tricks can give you finesse. It can give you mouthpiece. It can show you how to get things from men. It can show you how to, because they're lusting, like they're motivated from lust. That's it. That's the only motivation that they have. They're motivated by lust. They see something that they want. And so initially they're like, well, what do I have to do? Okay, you want a swimsuit? Okay, here you go. Oh, you need Uber money? Okay, let me send it to you. Oh, you want to get your hair? Okay. Oh, your nails? Okay. Or, oh, whatever. They're motivated by lust. That's it. That's what's making them spend. Like, they're going to spend the money anyway. Gotta spend it anyway. Whichever way you go, you're going to end up spending money, period. Like, ain't no way to get around it. When you're dealing with women, you're going to spend money. I know they want to say they don't blah 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 whatever. They're going to spend the money. But you have to definitely use that experience, but parlay that experience into something else. You see what I'm saying? But I do think that you should get what you can get, because it's like, okay, if you're out here roaming around in the dating pool, I'm just saying in general, even when you're dealing with guys that are high income or higher income, what, you're going to meet 10 tricks for every one provider? So you're going to be dealing with tricks anyway. So you might as well know how. You might as well know how to deal with them, because you're going to encounter them. If you're actively dating, you're going to encounter tricks. They're there. You're going to. And I'm telling you that they look just like providers at the beginning. You won't know they're a trick for a while. These dag grab bots in my chat. Let me get them out of here. I need to go into the regular user. I need to go into my regular whatchamacallit so that I can make some more mods so y'all can start deleting these so that y'all can start deleting some of these bots that be coming into the chat. But yeah, that's pretty much what I wanted to share. Does anybody have any questions regarding tricks, regarding providers, regarding how to know, regarding how to leave? I think the best thing to do is to just stop responding. Unless they're offensive. If they're super offensive, then go ahead and block them. But if they're just throwing a little tantrum, sometimes you don't necessarily have to block them, because sometimes they come back when they have more money. So it just really depends. You need to use your intuition to know whether to block or to not block. But if they have a little tantrum like, oh, why won't you do? You're like, oh. Sometimes they'll pop back up, or they'll just might be good for this or just good for that. And you could put them in a category like, okay, this guy is good for when I want to go turn up and I want to go to VIP and I don't want to pay anything. He's good for that. Let me, you'll put him in that category. Don't take him serious, right? You just don't take him serious. And he's like, when I want to go out with my girls and I don't want to pay, I'll call him. He's a turn up guy. There might be another guy, that has a mechanic shop. He's really a trick and annoying as hell, but whatever. He can give you a tune up or whatever. And you just put him in that category. So sometimes there are offenses that are blockable offenses, but sometimes they're just whining and crying and having a little tantrum, but whatever. Like they'll get over it, and when they get more money, they'll call you. This darn trying to oh crap, I think I blocked the wrong person. Hold on. Dang it. I sure did. Oh my god. I blocked the wrong person. Sis, that was an accident. Oh, I was trying to block the bot and I blocked you. Um, dang it. Let me hold on. Let me go to my YouTube interface on my thing. Let me get on my computer because I just blocked 2 subscribers that I love, and I'm sorry, y'all. That was an accident. I was trying to block the bot. One of the subscribers asked, "What age do I recommend for age 28?" I would say like I would. God, part of me wants to say 10 years, but honestly, a 38-year-old is gonna really annoy the crap out of you. So 28. Try to go 45 and see how you do. If you can, try to go to 45 and see how you do for dating. It depends though. Do you want kids or not? If you want kids, try to go like 40. Yeah, try to go like 40, 41, 42. You still might have some issues because they still have a lot of, sometimes they can have a lot of immaturity in them, but you can try that and see how it goes. Dang it. Okay, right now I'm trying to log into my YouTube interface because I need to unblock these people and I need to make some more people mods because my bad. Okay. Uh, Anybody else have any questions about the topic at hand? I'm trying to log into my YouTube on my, yeah, let me see all my channels, please. Let me see them. Dang it. Okay, well, I need to log in. I can't believe Afrocentric Woman is not logged in. Yeah, but I cannot believe I just blocked my own subscribers, y'all. Okay, but yes, that is deleted. Unblock her. Unhide. No. Message deleted. No, 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 no. I don't want to delete this message. I'm online dating and finding it hard to figure out what age range I should be meeting men in real life is much easier. And I find it hard to figure out the age range. And that's the one I wanted to delete. Okay. Did you unhide user on this channel? Yes. Okay. If I accidentally deleted you, if you're still here, can you try to post a message? Because I'm trying to undo that. Can you try to post a message? Because I'm like on my YouTube interface trying to fix what I just did. Sorry. Okay, I just made you a mod anyway. I'm about to make Selfish a mod. Okay. All right. Okay, that was the one that I actually wanted to do. Okay. So yeah, that's really what I wanted to do. And like I said, this is mainly this is very much so motivated by women that I see in other groups. I see them posting things and they're like, oh, now he's asking for this, or what should I do next? And usually the answer is there's nothing to do, sis. You've reached the end of the road. There's nothing else for you to do. Because I'm not really one for like hardcore finagling out of a like out of a like a turnip. You know what I'm saying? I'm not one for that. I don't think it's wise to do that. I don't think it's wise to do that. Like once you reach the end of the road with the trick, let that be the end of the road. Don't push further. Now, at the beginning, when they're motivated by lust and you want to get you a couple things, when they think that they have a chance, then fine, snatch and grab a few things. But once he gets to the point where he's tallying it up and ready to cash in, that's when you need to exit stage left. You need to go. You need to just let it be and not try to, well, I need this and and oh my gosh, some of the verbal gymnastics I see women doing. And I'm like, girl, stop. You're doing too much. You're doing too much. That's it. Because you always sometimes you get to a point where you get mad. And I've gotten to the point where I've gotten mad too with tricks. And I really had to trick them. But I don't think that's really I don't think that's wise, honestly. Like if I can go back, I probably wouldn't do it just for the dangers of it all. Yeah, I just it is what it is. It is what it is. Like I got what I needed to get. But if I feel like I've gotten to the point where if I feel like I've given too much time to a trick and he has not like invested enough, then I will feel a personal slight and I will feel like I have to go hardcore to get what I think I deserve. But in retrospect, it's still too much work, number one. And no, I just there's an easier way to do things as well. There's an easier way. But yeah, yeah. Okay, awesome. I'm glad you're here. I don't know how that happened. So yeah, that is all I have to say about that. Can't think of anything else. The main point is just know when they turn that corner, it's time to either block or go silent. And especially when they know what you want, because sometimes they'll play stupid, like, oh, I don't know what you need from me, but they know. Usually you would have asked for something or expected something or required something, and they just don't want to do it. And they'll try to be like, oh, what about love? What about genuine connection? What about da 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 da? And it's like, whatever. If you cared about genuine connection, you wouldn't be pressuring me to go to your house. You don't care about connection. You're just motivated by lust. Just keep it real. Don't let people manipulate you. You know, you need to define what's going on for yourself. You know what's going on. They will try to manipulate you and with all these word salads and try to be like, "Oh, what is this? Are you a prostitute? Well, what are you? A John?" Because if you were a real man, you wouldn't be pressuring me to do something that I don't want to do. Okay? So, flip it right back on them. Okay? Don't let them try to put you in a position that they think that they can extract stuff out of you um that you don't want to give and you're not ready. When you're not ready, you're not ready. It is what it is. All right, y'all. Thank you for tuning in. I hope this has been helpful on your journey. Hope that you can use this information. Hope it's helpful to you or to another sister. Okay, my little one's turning up, so it's definitely time to go. All right, peace.